Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally here with the tutorial on how I made the pillbox case. So for the Halloween collab, I made a pillbox and then I had a little box for it to fit inside of. And I was asked to do a tutorial. I'm sorry it took so long. I've had so much stuff happening. But I finally have some time to do it, so here we are. This pillbox is from Dollar Tree, and when you decorate it, you will use some acetone to just remove the lettering that's on here. It's simple to come off, and then you can just add decorative paper or whatever to each little tab if you'd like. Okay, so for the pillbox, I've made the tutorial as simple as possible. You do have the option to use chipboard, and if you choose to use chipboard, all the measurements that I give, I would advise you to add at least a ½ inch to each measurement, just so you have some room to fold over your edges to cover your chipboard, if that makes sense. But I am not going to be using chipboard. I'm using some 120-pound cardstock. It's very heavy. It actually almost has the weight of like cereal box chipboard. So that's what I'm using. There's no need for it. And since I'll be adding layering and possibly, more embellishments and stuff, it's going to be sturdy. And if you do choose to use heavyweight cardstock and it's still not as heavy and sturdy as you would like, don't forget that you can double up the papers. So if you choose to do that, you would just really need to double up the weight on the actual case piece, not the box, because the box sits inside the case. So if you want to have multiple layers matted, even with 65-pound cardstock, just have multiple layers matted together to make it as sturdy as you'd like. Perfectly fine. All right, so you'll need 2 pieces of cardstock, and my cardstock originally came 8.5 by 11, like normal cardstock. So that's what I have 2 separate pieces. So the first piece is the actual outer case that the box and the pillbox itself will sit in, and that measures 9 1/4 by 2 1/8, and you will just score that at the 2 1/8 and then the 3 1/8 line, and that's it. For the actual box that this pillbox sits inside of, you will need a page that is 11 by 3 7/8, and you will score on 1 inch on every edge. You just need a 1 inch height for your box, and that way when you put it together, you'll still have some room for, like, if you have embellishments, that leaves some space for there to be something, and you not have to worry about the top hitting or laying right on top of what you have. But you can make it even taller if you'd like. You just need to adjust this 1 inch width here as well. Okay, so again, 9 1/4 by 2 1/8, you score at 2 1/8 and 3 1/8, and then 11 by 3 7/8, and you just score 1 inch all around. So you don't have to do anything to this, but for this one, again, we are forming the box that the pillbox sits in. So you will just need to cut your corners however you would like. I'm just going to cut 1 slice at a time, like 1 square at a time, and make sure that I miter. Okay, and now you just glue that together to form your box. Okay, so here is my box put together. Super duper simple to just put that together, and you will just center it in here and close it however you choose. Last time I had a little snap and a piece of Velcro actually, and all I did was just take a scrap piece of paper, fold it over, and add my Velcro. And when I did my matting, I just made sure that I covered up that top part. But okay, so when it comes to matting, I would definitely recommend that you mat this box before you put it down if you want there to be an inner mat, because there will not be room for it. So the mats for the inner box are, I'm doing 1/8 of an inch of showing all the way around. So for the inner box, you will need 2 strips of the 8 7/8 by 7/8. I know it's a lot of 7/8. And then you will need 2 of the 1 by 3/4 and 7/8 strips. Before, I did actually just use some cardstock and wrap it around. It's all preference, but I'll definitely make sure that I matted this first. I also have the mats for the outside, so that will be 2 of these. One will go here and one will go here, and those are 2 by 9 and 1/8. And then I have the strips that will cover this 1-inch part and on the front and the back, and those are 9 and 1/8 by 7/8, and I have 2 of those. So those are my mats, and I am going to be adding a ribbon closure this time. I think I'm going to use this ribbon. So before I put the top piece in place, I'm going to put my ribbon down, and before I put the box down, I will put my ribbon down here. And once I complete that, I will come back and show you how my box looks put together. Alright guys, so here is the finished box. It looks like this, and I absolutely love it. I did not mat the bottom. This is how I tied it, and I may just leave it like this and maybe decorate the back edges instead of just doing it all on the top, because it definitely just looks like a nice gift. You just open it, and this folds down. If you don't want this part to move, you can always push your box back and glue it in. That's 2 less mats you don't need. But yeah, here is my box, and you can always use this box to give other things. Fill it with candies. If you're making jewelry, put some jewelry in there, add little feet to it and make it a jewelry box. I don't know, there's different little things you can do, but it's a quick and simple box. All right, so that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.